You are now listening to the Baseball Aficionado. Welcome back, una vez más.
Last but not least, the last segment we have.
Here we go.
I want to talk about Latino players, and I put that with an asterisk because I want to talk about some guys that are not Latinos.
I noticed you had a few there. I'm like, wait a second. I saw one of yours you put. I said, wait a second. Oh, shit. Mike Trout es dominicano.
Yeah, nah. So
Miguel Trout.
Somebody, people that, people will know from that team also. But look, these are the guys that need to play better.
Yep.
Or they got to start speaking Chinese or Japanese, whatever. Right?
Right.
Like it's going to get serious for them after this year. Like if you don't get your act together, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyways,
a note to you before we start that. Just a note to you. Some of the guys I put are not like at that state where it's like do or die.
No.
But I look. Some of them I put like they have pressure to have a big year because they need to prove more. That's how I looked at it. So go ahead. Yeah,
I got you. All right, so we're gonna start on the AL East, and we're gonna start with the Baltimore Orioles. I got Jorge Mateo. I think Jorge Mateo needs to bat because he doesn't have a position. He's going to be on the bench, and any opportunity that he gets, because he will get some opportunity. Somebody's going to get hurt eventually, right? He's going to get an opportunity. And I think that he needs to start looking into maybe playing some outfield if he can.
I agree with that.
If they allow him, because he needs to be a utility guy for that team and hopefully showcase that to the teams. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's still relatively young. I remember when Mateo was a top prospect
for the Yankees.
Yankees. Yeah, I remember that, and it feels like it's been like 25 years since that. So, but he still has ability. I just feel like he hasn't put it all together. So that's a good choice. My choice is another Dominican who's coming off of an injury, and you remember 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, whatever, Felix Bautista had like a ridiculous microscopic ERA. Was a monster closer for the Orioles. Unfortunately, got hurt. So for me, this is not. Yeah, the injury with what was it, Tommy John?
John.
Right. So unfortunately for him, it's going to be more of a mental. Can he come back mentally and perform? And I believe he should be ready to start the year in 2025 or close towards the beginning. Maybe not right away, but when he comes back, I think he has a lot to prove. More to himself that he can still be back at that level. So he was the guy who stood out to me. So I think he can do it. He's got great stuff. So I hope to see him bounce back and be elite.
All right, Boston Red Sox. Who you got?
Brian Bello. Okay. Brian Bello, I le dieron un zafacón de dinero considering what he's done to this point. He has not been worthy of that contract. I don't know. They think he looks like Pedro Martinez or what. Like he's not Pedro Martinez, right? We understand that, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to be. He can be whatever. He could be Luis Severino.
A third to fourth starter.
Right.
I think that's fair.
He was too up and down. He's still young, but he's not. He's young-ish, but he's not a baby. The Red Sox need him. He's got to put it together. You don't need a 2 ERA. If you give me a 3-something, mid-3 ERA, even a high 3 ERA with low walk numbers, I'll take it.
All right. Hey, I didn't have anyone. I thought about putting in Trevor Story, to be honest, because I think if he doesn't do anything, he's gone.
Still plays baseball?
He doesn't bet. Yeah, he's still playing. Still playing. All right. New York Yankees. Who you got?
Jason Dominguez. I mean, they keep calling him the Martian. Like, can I see it? Can he prove it? I mean, he's either hurt or they decide to bench him, right? Jason Dominguez, like he's the Martian. He's out of this world. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Can we see it? Can he do something first for more than a week before we put him in the Hall of Fame? I'm just saying, like he looks more like Melky Cabrera than he does Mickey Mantle right now. So
yeah,
let's see. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have ability. He does. He's got good power. He's not a good fielder. That worries me a little bit. And he needs to chill with the protein powders. Like he's a little too big for his height, Yeah. You see how big, like he's too
big. He's big.
Too big for his height. So he's got to watch. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, I think that for me to give you the Martian name, same thing with Chisholm. Like you gotta be doing something out
Oh
of
yeah,
this world,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there has to be more to it, you know? Like I
Autism?
can understand like somebody like Victor Wembanyama being the alien. I get that. I mean, you don't see
Right,
that very
right.
often, right? Eh, but no, I wouldn't go with Jason Dominguez. To be honest, I was gonna say Jose Trevino, but he's gone. So you
What,
know,
what?
he is
So much
gone.
for that.
Yeah, so much for
Uh,
that.
I mean,
All right.
you wanna mention I don't know, Oswaldo Cabrera? I mean, do you expect
Ah,
anything out of him?
nah, nah, that's the thing. I don't
Me neither.
expect anything from
He's not.
Oswaldo
He's not good.
Cabrera,
No, he's not good.
Oswaldo Cabrera or Oswald, whatever.
Peraza,
I,
Peraza,
Peraza.
Peraza.
Yeah, I just don't. Like the Yankees, it's basically like I don't know. To be honest, I don't have anybody that if if they don't if they don't actually have a great year, like they'll be gone out of the league or
Right.
it's like a do or die. No, I think
Yeah,
most of their
yeah.
guys are either established or have a big contract already
Or you
or
know
they're
who they
just
are.
young.
You know what they are. You
You know
just
what
know
they
what they.
are.
No expectation, right?
Correct. All
Correct.
right, Tampa Bay Rays.
Race. Well, I was gonna say Willie Adames, or not Willie Adames. He's not with the Rays. Sorry, I was gonna say Wander Franco,
Ay, ay,
but
ay. Gone
Wander
already.
Franco. That's off the lines, off
Yeah.
what is it? Outside the lines.
Mhm.
All jokes aside, I think, to be honest, is Junior Caminero. It's a lot of Dominicans on
Really?
this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Junior
that's
Caminero. Yeah, I'm not now. Again, I preface this with not that he's gonna not be here, that he's gonna be out of the league, nothing like that. I just look at it like this is goal time. He's been a top whatever 20, top 30, 40, 50 prospect for
mhm.
3 years. Now he's still
Yeah.
young. Now it's time. This is his job now. Is he gonna be able to stick in the majors and be productive? He doesn't have to be a star yet, but show
Mhm.
flashes. So let's see who Junior Caminero is.
I like that. I like that actually. Sorry, but I was gonna say Christopher Morel. I think it's more of a do or die for him. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, I can see that.
man, he needs to pick it up, man. I'm sorry, like
Eh,
he's not greatly defensively,
no,
and the bat is lacking. So I think that either he had, I don't know why he wasn't with Las Águilas. I mean, he needs those reps.
he
He
does. He
needs
does.
to like that's exactly what the Liga Invernal is supposed to be. It's basically for
Right.
you to train, get your body right. What am I doing
Work on
wrong,
stuff.
coach?
Hmm.
Well, just work on stuff. Like, what are you doing taking this off season off? Like, you might
Uh,
go to the minors. Like, you might not find a job. Like, the Panamanian dude, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. The shortstop for the Rays. He might just take your job because they might just stick him in there and put Junior Caminero on third base, and you're out of a position. Sorry.
I think there's a good chance that he's out of position anyway if he doesn't bat hit right away because they seem to like that guy. You're talking about Caballero,
Caballero, yeah, Jose Caballero.
Jose Caballero. Jose
Mhm.
Caballero's got a good glove. Now I don't. He doesn't hit a lot. But he's occasionally, but
He steals
eh,
bases,
yeah,
like
quick,
he's a
fast.
serviceable hitter,
Right, right.
which
Serviceable player.
Morel is not doing it.
No, he's got pop. And the crazy thing is, he's got great pop. He's got great bat speed and power, but he doesn't connect enough. That's the
And they made a choice between him and Jose Siri because they couldn't have both of them on the same team. I mean, come
right,
on now.
right. No,
So they chose you. See what you bring to the table. Like let's hope that he's better, but we'll see about that. All
I
right,
agree.
Toronto. I got not Latino, but he is from Miami. He's from Homestead. Alec Manoa.
Well,
Do or die.
I believe he's Cuban.
If I'm not mistaken, he is. If I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken, he is. I
half,
think
at least
Yusuf
half.
said
I
it.
think he's Cuban. He's Cuban.
I think Yusuf told us that, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's Cuban.
Eh,
Um,
but yeah, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead. No, I have another Cuban. Well, no, go
Oh,
ahead. Bring up your. Why you have
all right.
Manoa?
Alec
Besides the
Manoa
obvious of his craziness of his up and down and being
is
the
up and
whole.
down. No, no, no. There's no up and downs with this guy. He's down. Like that's it. I
Mhm.
mean, if he doesn't find a way to make it happen, he might just be in AAA for the next 2 years. They
Mhm.
rushed him. He played great, and then it was a
Disaster.
disaster.
Mhm.
You know.
Disaster.
So
He's got
I think
stuff.
he's
He's
on
got
the
good stuff.
he's yeah. He needs to pick it up. That's all it is. Who you got?
Another Cuban, Yarier Rodriguez. Um,
Hmm.
Yarier Rodriguez has shown so far, and the reason I bring him up is because he's shown flashes, but he nibbles a lot. As far as it always sounds weird when you just say that like that. In the strike zone, nibbles a lot, right? Not talking about
Mhm.
eating, but
Yeah.
nibbles a lot in the strike zone, loses his command, throws like 110 pitches in 4 innings. Like you can't, that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He does that. I like his stuff. I think he's got great stuff, but he just doesn't put guys away for whatever reason. So do or die because it's going to determine how much money he makes in his career. He's either going to be a reliever, which I think is Yusuf
Yeah.
mentioned that he is probably better in that capacity,
Mhm.
or he's just gonna, whatever. It's gonna be a starter and figure it out. So uh, that's gonna be a big mark in his career. So we'll see.
All right. Let's go to the AL Central. Let's talk about the White Sox. Who you got?
I think this one is obvious to me. Is Luis Robert.
Mhm.
Um, I am the president of the Luis Robert fan club. I admit this because I love his talent. It's just,
Okay.
but it frustrates me to see how this guy just doesn't get, like, he can't stay healthy. Um, doesn't get on base enough. Has great power. Can run like a gazelle. Big, tall, strong, powerful arm. And it's just, I like the talent. I don't. Yusuf does not like him at all. I like his
Really?
talent.
La
I don't know.
Pantera Negra. That's odd.
A lo mejor va más allá. Well, I'm not gonna touch that.
Yeah.
Right? We know.
I
But
know. I know.
right, va más allá. Right? But long story short, between the lines, this kid, he's got all the ability except availability. So can he stay healthy? Can he put it all together? I actually wanted him to play center field for the Mets instead of CD. A guy like that, you take a chance.
Anybody would like him.
To me, you take a chance. Maybe you can fix him.
Mhm.
A guy like that goes to the right organization, he might be out of here.
Yeah.
Take a chance, but I don't know. So to me, that's the answer.
All right. I mean, to be honest, I don't got anybody in the White Sox. Everybody got a. They just got
Jerry,
a hit.
Jerry, Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yeah.
The owner.
Miguel Valga. Who gives a crap?
Yeah,
Cleveland Guardians. Who you got?
Guardians. Brian Rocchio.
Really?
Yes, Brian Rocchio. He's young, but he's
Tell me.
been around the block a little bit.
Okay.
When he's not making defensive miscues in the during an important playoff game, he's striking out in a big spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All jokes aside, he's got a lot of upside, right? We
Yeah.
hear about the talent. When the pressure's not on, he plays the greatest defense you ever seen up the middle, right? But it's time to show up, right? I like some of his tools. He's still in his mid-20s. He's a young guy, but he's on the cusp of becoming a nobody. So I think that the Guardians are telling you by trading Jimenez and keeping him around, Rocchio, besides him being cheaper, I think they're telling you that, hey, let's see what he's got. Let's give him another shot. So hopefully he takes it and runs with it.
I was gonna say, well, he's gone. Not in the way that I was mentioning, but Andre Jimenez. I was gonna say him on the bat, like in the bat, like he needed to pick it up, but kind of gone now. Detroit Tigers. I mean, obviously, I mean,
I
there's
have to
nobody
talk about
else.
this guy. Do I have
Yeah,
to talk
go
about this
for it.
guy? All right, listen. Este tipo, he is washed up beyond belief. Okay. Javier Baez is not coming back. This has been 3 years, guys. Okay. I can't, and I'm gonna call out my people, mis compatriotas, you know, cheering for everything he does. If he throws a fart, goes to a charity game, wonderful, beautiful. I'm happy. Okay. He can go to Javier Baez can attend Carlos Beltran's birthday, Halloween, holiday parties, but he can't go play con los Cangrejeros Santurce to work on the damn hole in his swing. No, I'm sorry. He has the most to prove. Otherwise, he's out of baseball, but he doesn't care. He's not going to play. Winter ball, doesn't care. He got paid. He's out of baseball, I think, soon.
You think they're gonna like amnesty him type of thing? Like
How how could you keep running him out there?
they can't.
How what justification? He doesn't even want to get better at winter ball.
Mhm.
If he honestly, Willie, if he really cared, wouldn't he try to at least play a month of winter ball before spring training to try to
I
get
agree.
ramped up, work on? He didn't do it last year, didn't do it this year. He hasn't done it in 10 years. He hasn't played winter ball. It's been about 10 years since he was a prospect.
Yeah.
So not doing it. That tells me he doesn't care.
I think that the only thing that hypes him up or that actually he really cares for is the WBC. After that,
Mhm.
he has no care in the world for baseball anymore. I don't
Doesn't
think he
care.
really cares.
Yeah.
That's all it
It
is.
does it and it shows. It shows.
Yeah.
Se refleja en su body language. Like it's true. And I remember you told me that too. And I didn't think of it that way until you brought it up. I remember you said this a long time ago. You said it like at the beginning of last season, this past
Mhm.
season. You were like, yeah, he looks like he's not into it. He don't look like he cares. And you're right.
And I said that because like I saw him on the World Baseball Classic and
Hmm.
he seemed happy even though he was striking out and he was doing the same shit. He seemed happy. He was like playing with the guys that he liked. Like he was with like Francisco Lindor, which I thought that
That's
was
his boy. Yeah.
his best time that he actually spent, even though he was flipping people off or the Mets off.
He put up good
But
numbers with the man.
he put in 300. He was batting 300. Like, who would
Yeah.
have thought he could
He
bat
had great
300?
numbers and he wasn't striking out much.
Mhm.
People forget because of the bird and stuff, flipping the
Yeah,
bird. People forget how good Javier Baez played. If he didn't do that, he might be here with the
yeah, I
Mets.
agree.
He
And
had
he would
such a
have in the
good
time
year.
of his life, bro.
He had a great season. I agree. I think Detroit messed him up too. I
Mhm.
just think he's not motivated. I think if he were to get a change of scenery a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe that could have changed his trajectory. But he made the decision to sign there,
That is true. That is true.
you know.
Yeah.
And but before we
Yo,
turn the page, right?
yeah.
Javier Baez had a contract extension on the table that would have paid him more than what he got. He had a
Really?
$184 million offer for 8 years, and he turned it
From
down
who?
for the Cubs
Oh,
when he was
wow.
there.
When he was there.
An
Oh, okay, I got
extension,
you.
eight
I
year,
got you.
$184 million. He thought he was getting two and change or whatever.
Mhm.
Look at what happened. He wound up settling, I think, for 140 something
Yeah.
for 6 years, whatever it
Yep.
was. So
Damn. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Damn.
he had that extension. And I also believe, and this is me, I have no proof of this. Had he stayed in Chicago or just played in New York, I think things would have been different. I really believe that. I think the change of going to the Detroit took the money, crappy team, una ciudad bien fría. Fría me refiero a que no hay latinos allá, tú sabes,
Mhm. No,
no
I
se
got
siente
you.
el calor del latino, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
anyway,
All right. Let me see. Next one, Kansas City Royals.
we're on the same page with this one too. So, the
MJ
great,
Melendez.
the great MJ Melendez, right?
So
This
much
guy
potential,
shows
man.
he does stuff that you be like, you see the plays he can make on the field. You could see the bat speed, the power. He runs well. He used to be a catcher. That's the
Yeah.
crazy thing.
Yeah.
And you see all this, and then you see now, I'm like, this guy doesn't even hit more than 200 or whatever, and 180 something strike, not that many, but whatever. A lot of strikeouts.
Mhm.
Do or die. I think he is. I mean, él no ha jugado, él nunca ha jugado en la Liga Invernal de Puerto Rico. After this
How
year,
so
he's
though?
gonna be. He's gonna be there.
Yeah, like, but how so? Like, what's his team? Like, who drafted him or you know,
Caguas. Caguas is
Caguas?
his team. Caguas, he should play with, he was going to play and he didn't play. And then this year, he said he was going to play. He didn't play either. 2 years in a
Your
row, didn't
squad.
play. So what? That to me, it doesn't look good either. It's like, do you want to get better or not?
To be honest, I gotta root for him, because his dad played. Not his. I don't know if he played, but
I know
he
you told me,
coached
yeah, yeah.
for my alma mater.
FIU.
So FIU. So I gotta root for him. I hope he puts it together. I know that he has a talent. and he's
Medwin,
shown it.
Medwin. Yeah,
Yeah, Edwin Melendez. And yeah, hopefully he puts it together. That's all I can say. I mean, he can't be batting around the Mendoza zone, even though it's
no.
kind of funny now to do, and a lot of people do it, and it's cool between the kids. But it's not. Yeah, for him, it's not. It's not good at all.
I
Tell me.
like his talent, bro. He's a very talented kid, man. I mean, he's not
Yes,
even a kid like that anymore. He's like what 26 now, maybe 25,
27.
26, 27. Look at that. He said, "Hello, it's time. Let's go. That contract ain't coming.
Yeah.
You don't, you know."
All right, Minnesota Twins. Who you got?
All right, another body. This is the Boricua bracket right here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the,
3 in a row.
I,
What's up?
I know. That's it. That's what. There's no more Puerto Ricans after that. So
All right.
wait, Jose Miranda, another guy with a lot of potential, but has had fluky injuries and weird stuff happen to him and inconsistencies. You know, if you remember, he had played really well in the summer. This like a good 2 month stretch, he was on fire. Then he got hurt. I think he got hit with a pitch, and he never found his rhythm again. And everybody who sees him play says the same thing. He can hit,
Yeah.
but the consistency is not there. So I want to see that consistency because his bat is going to carry him. If he doesn't hit, he's essentially useless because he's not a great fielder. So
Yeah.
he's got to hit. He's kind of like, flat-footed, big bone kid, So he's not gonna, he's not gonna be some athletic specimen. You know what I mean? That's not him. He's got it. Tiene que batear.
So, to be honest, I didn't have anybody on here for the Twins, but now I do gotta mention him though. Willy Castro
ahead.
has to
Oh
freaking pick
God,
it up, bro.
Willy Castro.
So Willy Castro was an all-star. Hey,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I gotta be honest, he
You
wasn't.
voted for
He
him.
really
You
wasn't.
stuffed the ballot box, bro. I
Yeah,
told you, why
right.
you doing that?
So basically, with Willy Castro, like people don't understand, and we went through it when I was doing my. Let me see the Gold Glovers. Why he, like he was a utility guy. He was a finalist to the utility. And I was like, let me see what's up with him, bro. He was under, like all defensive metrics.
Defense, yeah, negative
He was
on everything.
negative on
Everything.
everything.
Everything. Yeah, he
You can't
owed his
be.
team runs. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, how is
Not
this?
you
Like,
were shocked, right? Because they put him everywhere. You would think, oh, because they put him everywhere, he's good everywhere. No, he was a minus defensive fielder.
yeah. And it's all basically because the Twins can't really, they can't stay healthy. So they gotta have a utility guy. All right.
He didn't, And if you remember before, I think we talked about this too. But I think at the All-Star break, he was at like about a 3 WAR, something like that.
Yeah.
Close to it. He was doing. Then he went to like, what did he finish at? Like 1 point.
I gotta see, but I think I don't think he went to a 3.
No,
he
he
went
went to like 1 point something. No, I think so.
Really?
Check it real quick.
Went that
check
down?
Yeah, I think so.
Right now.
I think he still had a higher WAR than Arraez. But
Oh, well, I mean, it's not like you're doing much, Let me see. So he ended up with 1.6.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
Half, bro.
Half. His WAR was cut in half. Half.
That is.
Whoa. Ah, man, this guy's going to be on Team Puerto Rico, bro. I'm so mad.
I know.
There's no room for you. No way. He's not any good.
No.
And he'll be like, we don't
He
have
might
Baez
just say,
anymore.
yeah, he's gonna replace Baez if he doesn't pick it up. All right, Houston Astros. I got Jeremy Peña. You too, right?
Yeah. Go ahead. Talk on Jeremy Peña, because talk for me on him. Go ahead.
All right. So, chronologically, he batted very well at the beginning of the season.
Right. I remember.
He was striking out, but he was still batting 300. He was not getting walks. He was just getting a lot of hits. He was putting the ball in play. Once they figured them out, that was it. He went down to his usual suspect, like average. He's not a young kid as much as we see him.
He's or so, to whatever it was.
And at the end of the day, he got so buffed up that he lost a step on his defense, which
too big, bro.
surprised
This
me.
guy looks like he looked like the Hulk playing shortstop. I'm like,
like
yo,
Roddick.
wow, his head got big too. His head Because
Yeah.
when you lift a lot of weights, you get big and your head grows too. It's
I mean, I don't know about that.
Oh, well, pause. Holy crap! No, but I mean,
Yeah.
he looked like how like they lift weights, their neck is like
Yeah.
veiny and stuff.
This whole
I mean, like
thing.
that. This up here,
Yeah.
yeah. Come
I
on, bro.
feel you. I thought you were referring to steroids, to be honest. But
No,
yeah.
no, I don't mean
Yeah,
that.
no,
No, I'm
no,
not
no.
insinuating that. No, I'm just saying that sometimes when guys when you gain weight, right? Somebody gains weight, se
Yeah.
pone como caru. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
No, I feel you.
throughout their head and everything. So that's what I mean. He got even the muscles were just like it was big.
He looks different. Los Angeles Angels. I hate
They
that name.
suck.
I
They suck.
hate that name.
The Angels,
Eh, the Angels.
right?
All right. So I got Mike Trout. I think Mike
Go ahead.
Trout, even though I know he's not
He's
Latino,
not Latino. Go ahead.
but to be honest, we all know him, but he needs to pick it up. He's not do or die. He still has a contract for
Right.
forever.
For a
But
lifetime, yeah.
people don't realize like he hasn't really played since
No,
2022. Like
no,
really
no,
played.
no more than like 70 games or whatever it was. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
he doesn't play. He barely played.
He barely played. So I think that he needs to pick it up, in my opinion. Who do you got?
Bueno, pero eso tiene que ver con salud. That's a
Yeah,
little. I know
yeah.
what you're saying. That's hard
Hmm.
to predict. That's less based on performance and more based on
Of
uh,
course.
health, right?
Yeah.
But to me, I got Jorge Soler, and I'll tell you why. I feel like he's on a different team every year. Now, I'm not saying that he won't. That will prevent him from joining his next team because he's probably gonna be on another team, right? He looks. I gotta tell you, if you were to give me say, hey, Santo, give me a prime candidate to be traded at the deadline. That's one, right? That Jorge Soler. Again,
Yeah.
this guy has been in 100 teams already, right?
Mhm.
And this guy, I'm not saying he's gonna be without a job, but to me, like, can he stick somewhere? Like, I don't know. It doesn't bode well when you're like moving around so much, and
Yeah.
so we'll see. I don't know. He's kind of on the way down too. He's kind of declining. So
He is.
very
Hey,
inconsistent player.
yeah. Once I saw that the Braves kind of gave up on him, I was like, yeah. I mean, the Braves don't usually do this. They traded
Right,
him,
right.
and I was like, that's what triggered. Like, yeah, maybe he's on the back end of his career.
I
Kind
agree.
of. All right. Oakland Athletics. We got the same guy, man. Miguel
Same guy.
Andujar.
Yeah. He's got to keep. He's got to listen.
That's
After
it.
the
I mean,
Yankees
this
ruined
is
him,
it. I think
that's
that
it.
I made this list last year and I added him to the list.
He was on the
last year.
list again. He's like,
Yeah.
renewal. You did the renewal. He's back.
I could go to one of the Bodega Sports episodes and I'm pretty sure I have him right there.
Miguel Andujar. I've always liked his bat.
Mhm.
I remember the first year he played the first full year with the Yankees.
Mhm.
Yo esperaba cosas grandes de él. Like I thought okay.
Rookie of the
I
year?
liked his bat. Yeah, I thought
Almost. Or
I
was
thought
he?
his defense was.
I can't remember
Was
if
he?
he won it or
I
was
don't think
he
I don't think he won it, but he was like at least second. But he was in the conversation. I double check that, but
yeah,
he had a great
second.
year. Yeah. Okay. So, but he was very good, and his defense was never good, but I always felt it would improve, and that part never really improved. And the health has been an issue, and different environment. It's hard to hit in Oakland now. Obviously, they're going somewhere else for temporarily. Sacramento. Pero yeah, I hope he has a good year. They need him. So
Yeah, I agree. All right. The Mariners.
los Marineros.
Same
I
guy.
think
Randy
all right.
Arozarena.
There we go. Go ahead. My
Yeah.
favorite player. Let me start now.
Yeah, before you hate on him, let me say this. Randy Arozarena, he's a fun player to watch, right?
Yeah.
Man, how do I put it? Like the idea of having Randy Arozarena is better than having Randy Arozarena.
Right.
Like
Right.
especially in that
concept.
ballpark. Like that ballpark is oh my god, it's so
I
bad
hate that
for hitters.
ballpark just to look at it. I mean, who
Like
wants to hit there?
it basically like even Teoscar Hernandez couldn't hit on that ballpark, and he hits everywhere he goes. And I was like,
Right, right,
that's when I knew that it was not gonna be a right fit. It wasn't
right.
gonna be the right fit, and it just showed. He's not the right guy.
No, 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 it's not. And it's a shame because um I it just some guys don't fit. His skill set doesn't like to be honest, like when you have a team like the Mariners, I think you
Mhm,
could benefit from two type of hitters. Like either a guy who's crazy fast who
mhm.
hits like triples and stuff, right? Which is
Yeah,
rare these days, but a guy who's a speedster but hits with contact, or a bopper that hits home runs anywhere.
correct.
Randy's a line drive guy, and I don't know how that plays in that part. So
He's a line
yeah,
drive guy when he hits the ball, and he's not striking
that's
out.
another issue. Yeah, he's one of the most overrated players in baseball. I
So,
sorry, I had to say it.
damn.
And
Yeah. I
but
knew
then
the
you
hate
like
was coming.
I tell Yusuf this all the time, but he says, yeah, he's 2020. He hits 20 every year. The 20. I'm like, yeah, but what good is a 20 when you're only what is it? You hit like 260 and you get on base like at a 310.
260? Nah, not
Okay, what
even.
no, no, what he hit last season?
No,
230?
I gotta check, but he's on the 230 type stuff. I mean,
260 was a good year, but
yeah,
and you get
basically.
on base at only like a 315 clip or something like that. Like, what are we talking about?
Batted,
His OPS is like in the low sevens,
he batted
right?
231.
Look at that. And his OPS, what was it? It's got to be like 705, something like that. He had a terrible OPS.
230, 733. His OPS. His
That's not
OBP
good.
356, which is not bad actually. His
Not
OBP.
bad. No, it's better for him. It's actually good for him.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, oh,
Texas Rangers. I got Leody Taveras. So Leody Taveras, he hit for 300 the year before. I don't know what's going on with him. Like
mm,
I don't understand it. Like he was a really good line drive hitter. He was just getting on base, your typical seventh to ninth hitter.
yeah, yeah.
Like low
Productive.
expectations
He was
of a
productive.
guy.
Productive.
He
Good
was
fielder.
productive.
Good
Yeah,
fielder
also a
too.
good fielder.
Good
You
fielder.
remember that
Like
that
his
catch
cousin.
on the World
Like
Series?
his cousin. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, man, something is wrong with him. I just don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with his bat. Thankfully, his glove doesn't, it's not lacking or anything like that. He's not, he's just not bad on defense, which is good.
That's the kind of guy who and
Hmm.
Dominicans wouldn't like this the way that a lot of Dominican fans and the los gerentes think. But a guy like
Yeah,
that you stash on your roster.
yeah,
You stash a guy like that on your roster, not
yeah.
for his bat, for his glove in the
First,
late innings.
I
That a
agree.
guy like that will save games for you.
I agree, and he did on the
That's a
World Series.
yeah, yeah. So that to me, that's a sneaky good guy that even if he doesn't hit much, but or maybe if he whatever he hits, you keep a
Yeah,
guy like that. Those gloves are very rare to find, and you put them in the late innings.
he reminds me of, even though his glove is better,
Does
but Julio Bolbon.
Julio
Julio
Borbon, yeah,
Bolbon, like
yeah,
this kid, like he looked 30 when he was
similar.
like 23, but believe me,
He
this
was
guy,
born. He was born 40 years old. He was born in
yeah,
40.
bro. I have no idea, but go
Yeah,
ahead. Who's your guy?
Adolis Garcia.
All
Um,
right.
to me, Adolis Garcia, I have high expectation for him. This guy, he is not Randy Rosarena. He's produced at a high level in the past.
Yeah.
Last year, just couldn't find his way out of it. It was too streaky. Had some days where he would hit a lot. Then there was some games where he wouldn't hit his way out of a paper bag.
Mhm.
Um, bateador de mucha fuerza. That palo. He's never gonna be a 300 hitter or a 280 hitter. That's not him. He's a slugger.
Mhm.
Um, but if he can find more consistency, that's gonna go a long way because I expect a little more from a guy like that.
I agree with him. I mean, I agree with you on that. And even his defense went down this year. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened?
He used to be a
He
good outfielder.
he
Yeah,
used to be a good outfielder 1 year ago, I guess. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. So he
I don't
needs to
know.
get it back together. Find it.
All right, National League. We're gonna run through these, but we
Yeah.
got NL East, Atlanta Braves. I got
All right.
Orlando Alcia.
Good. That's a good one though. I thought about
And
that one. That's a
come
good one.
on,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Come on. How can you not go with this guy? I mean, I'll tell you right now what he batted. I is on the 200s for sure. All right, here
Yeah.
you
That's
go.
another.
He bat-
That's another scrub. That's another scrub that replaced Lindor in the All-Star game a couple years ago. But I
I
digress.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah,
Two,
yeah. Todos estos
one.
paquetes, they're doing nothing. Y con Geraldo Perdomo también. Don't even remind me.
But the 218, all right. You're
Right,
a
right.
gold glover first type of guy. I understand. I
Yeah,
don't
defense
mind that
guy.
you're batting
Yeah.
218. But his on base was 271. I can't.
Dreadful. Yeah, yeah.
His OBP 271?
Mm-mm.
Come on, man.
No, he's got to find it. I don't know what happened. He used to be a serviceable hitter.
That means that you get on base once. Come on. You get on
Yeah.
base once. Like we might get you on base this whole game, like one time on any game. Come on.
Mhm.
That's incredible.
So, no, you're right. I think he's. Hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I for me it was Ronald Acuna just because. What is he at this point? Because he even said himself he doesn't know if he's going to be able to play the game the way he did before. We're all assuming that we're going to see Ronald Acuna steal 70 bases, hit 40 home runs. Remember, a big part of the game is up here.
Mhm.
How is this going to affect his game? And you remember last time he got hurt, he didn't come back the very next season right away. It
Mhm.
took him a good season after that to return to form. You remember, don't
Yeah, I
you?
remember that.
So
So
this may take time to.
here's what I think is gonna happen with him.
Oh,
I think that I don't know if you've seen Jam Morant and his comments about not dunking anymore. He just doesn't want to dunk. I don't know
yeah,
if you've seen that. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a real thing. And it's because he's scared about the injuries. Like that's all it is to it. Like he's worried that
Like
he
Derrick
might get
Rose
injured.
at that time.
Yeah. So I think the same thing. He's just gonna pivot his game somewhere else, meaning Ronald Acuna Jr. I think he's I wouldn't call him a smart batter, right?
No, no,
Because
he's
he
not.
swings a lot on a lot of pitches that I don't appreciate, anyways. But in my opinion, he's so talented that wherever he shifts his game to, I'll be okay with it. You
Mhm.
know, like I'm okay with that. Like if he wants to strengthen his muscles and say, you know what, I'm just gonna be a bopper from here on, I'll trust that he'll
He'll
do
be
just
good at that.
great at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He has the kind of talent that Ronald Acuna has. This is what people don't understand. And I was arguing this with some people in the barbershop months ago.
Yeah.
I've said this and I stand. Let this be. This is a moment right here.
Mhm.
Ronald Acuna Jr. is the most talented player to ever come out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
I
Period.
mean, I
Not
mean, I mean, wait,
player,
hold on.
talented. I'm not saying he's the best hitter. I'm not saying he's the best fielder.
No, I
I'm
know,
not
I know.
saying
You're not comparing him with Miguel Cabrera type of shit.
no, no.
But I mean, I gotta be honest. Carlos Gonzalez, in my opinion,
Yeah, he's up there. Yeah, he's up.
he's up there. In terms
But
of
he wasn't this
talent,
though.
he wasn't this good.
Wasn't
No.
this?
You're right. You're right. You know
No.
what? I was talking shit. He
You
wasn't
know
this
what? No, no, no. I appreciate before Acuna, I agree with you. If you put him first and Gonzalez right after,
good. Second.
I'm mad at it.
Yeah.
Pero qué pasa, bro? This guy, freaking. I mean, you gotta give it to him. Now he does some stupid stuff sometimes. I'm not gonna. He's a knucklehead at times. He needs to mature. You know, I seen him in Venezuela before years ago, or a year and change ago. The guy does some knucklehead stuff.
Yeah.
Pero talent, the guy is a freaking animal. I mean, come on. So no, Venezuela's never had a player this talented. Maybe Jackson Churio might be that later. We'll see.
Hopefully. I
I
trust
like
him.
him.
I trust him a lot, actually.
He's more under control, which is why I think he may have the better career. I think I told you this. I said he's gonna have a better career than Acuna. I don't know if I told you. I told somebody that.
In
They
terms
thought
of
I'm crazy.
numbers, yes. In terms of numbers, I think that when the stat sheets come together,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think that he might have better numbers than him. Maybe his peak will not be as good as Acuna.
you never know. You never
Yeah,
know that this kid is 20 years old, man. 21 years old. He's a baby.
he is a baby. Yeah,
It's a
that is
baby.
true. That is true. All right.
Yeah, he's only getting
Eh,
better, bro. I like this guy. Listen, I got a few of these players. I like. He's one of those guys. Him and Jaren Duran. Those are the Ketel
yeah.
Marte. Like these are my guys. Jose Ramirez, Lindor. These are all my guys. You know, those are the prototype. Those are Santos
Yeah.
prototype. I like all
No,
around.
no, no. I feel you. I feel you. The 2020s at by 20.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
you.
Elio
I
Ramos too. He's gonna be there too. I'm telling you. He's gonna
nah,
be.
nah, nah, I just don't trust Ramos. But that's
That's your
another
twin.
discussion. I know, right? That's true. All right, Miami Marlins. Who you got?
Nobody's worth mentioning. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I gotta put Alcantara there.
Yeah. Okay.
To me, Alcantara, I want to see him come back to form, be the ace that he's always been. Um, you know that he can be, and if he does, he'll be great, and then he'll be traded in the deadline.
Yeah.
Maybe the Mets will get him because the Mets love the Marlins love trading their players to the Mets. So we'll see.
I don't need to the Mets. Like anybody on the division.
Anybody, doesn't matter.
To be honest, I can definitely see a package where they send them some prospects from the Phillies. To be honest, I can definitely see him going to the Phillies for Christopher Sanchez and some prospects. Not because they want Christopher
Ooh.
Sanchez or Ranger Suarez, but just because they want the prospects.
I'm telling. Listen, you get Christopher Sanchez over to the New York Mets pitching lab tomorrow, and we'll fix him
No,
because
Christopher
Christopher
Sanchez,
Sanchez,
in my opinion, is like really good. He was
he's
good
really good,
last year. He's really good. I
which
think
is
the
why I
guy.
listed him there too. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, we'll get to the Phillies in a little bit, but the guy that you guys should actually get is this kid Jeff Hoffman. I mean,
Yeah,
gotta be honest, he
I
wants
like
to
that
be a
one.
starter, but you can pay him as a reliever type of
And
thing,
make
like
him
you did
into a
with Clay
starter.
Holmes, and make him a starter. Kid
Mhm.
is from New York, has great stuff, and he already is pitching in Philly, which is the same temperature. I mean,
Right. Yeah, the same type of
yeah,
atmosphere. Right. Yeah.
he figured it out.
Fan
He
base.
figured it out, which is hard for pitchers.
Bring him over. Bring him over. Let's go. We need bodies now. Let's get them.
Yeah. Marlins, I would say Vidal Brujan. I think
That's a
that
good
this
one
is his
too.
last
That's a good
chance.
one too.
I think this is his last chance. If he doesn't, if he doesn't hit as he, like a 250, 265 type of thing, I think this might be it in the league for him.
He hit him in Lidom though.
He did, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
he
just
can't hit
saying.
in English, how they say.
En inglés,
No
right?
bate en inglés.
No,
Thing. New York Mets, who you got?
Licey tampoco. New York, listen, your boy, the 700 and whatever $1 million man, Juan Soto.
Ooh,
He hasn't done anything for the Mets yet. Right? I'm putting him right in the hot seat.
I like
You
that.
gotta hit in Queens now.
Yeah,
We don't
I
got a
like
short porch at right field.
that.
You
All
know?
right.
Yeah, you gotta listen, all the fire, all the smoke right now. Juan Soto, let's go. I
All
want to
right.
see you hit 35, driving 110.
All right. So who I'm going with is obvious, right? He's not going anywhere. He still has plenty of years on his contract, but Edwin Diaz,
This is
I
it's a good
think,
one too. I thought
be
about this.
honest, man,
I thought about it.
he needs to either make it happen as a closer or just put him on the eighth hole and figure it out with whoever. Bring Griffin Jacks, whoever it is. Yeah,
Listen,
like
niggas
L. But
hell,
basically, he needs to put it together because
I agree.
I think he's on jeopardy. I don't care that they gave you 100 million. If you're not making it happen, I'm pretty sure Mendoza, he trusts fucking Edwin Diaz too much, man. I'm sorry. He
Yeah, he
trusts
does. He
him
does. Yeah,
too much.
yeah.
He
He
needs
blew a save.
ah,
Are we gonna throw him into the next game? Come on,
yeah.
get it out of your system. Throw him in there. He's pointing at the sky like a 3-run home run. Like, oh yeah.
No, no, not gonna happen. So I think that they need to bring a backup to put some pressure on him because
Mhm.
maybe it brings the best out of him, but you need to bring somebody that could take a spot, which maybe they try to do that with kind of with Ottavino last year type of thing, but he was no good. So we'll see. All
Yeah.
right, Phillies, who you got?
Christopher Sanchez.
Okay,
Why?
okay,
I'll tell you why.
all right.
Because he started the season very well. He kind of tailed off a little bit towards the end.
Mhm.
Now, you could make the argument for I like the one that you picked. You picked Johan Rojas. That's a
Yeah,
good pick.
Mhm.
I picked Sanchez just because he's the lefty. He's getting close to that free agency, period. This is
Yeah.
time where he could really make himself a lot of money as a lefty heading towards that trajectory. So I want to see him solidify himself and leapfrog into the ace status. So
I
and I'm
I
saying that because I like him. I really do.
I gotta be honest. I like that. I like that. And yes, you already mentioned him, Joan Rojas. If he doesn't bat, I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
talking
it.
about 300. I'm not talking about 280. I'm talking about a serviceable 250, 260 type of guy and putting the ball in play. His
That's
defense
it.
is just, I know it's great. His defense is
Yeah, of course.
amazingly good.
Excellent. Excellent.
He
You gotta
is a
hit a little
Gold
bit.
Glover
You gotta hit a little bit.
finalist, but he needs to hit.
Yeah. You
I know
need
he
to
got
hit.
buffed.
You need to
I
hit.
know he got buffed and
Yeah,
he got
buff.
strong, but believe me, being
Hay que
brolic
batear.
is not gonna give you the eyes. I mean,
Right, right,
he
right.
needs to get in the gym and get with somebody. Maybe it's just his swing. I don't know what's wrong with him. Like I can't tell you what to fix. Just get it fixed.
Fix
You
it.
know, fix it. Washington Nationals. Who you got?
I got the manager.
All
Dave.
right.
Dave, listen, Dave, Uncle Dave, man. Dave Martinez. Listen, Dave Martinez. Think about it.
Yeah.
He's probably the longest tenured Latino manager right now in baseball.
Yeah.
They've showed a lot of rope to
Well,
this
Alex
guy.
Cora, no.
Yeah, but I think no, but Alex Cora was Alex Cora. No, because Dave Martinez was there since 2018. I want to say they won in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, they
Cora
did.
was with the Red Sox in 2018. They won in 2018, but then 2019 had a hiatus. So
You're right. You're
remember?
right.
So I
Mhm.
think it's about a year difference, right?
Mhm.
But still, he's up there, right? And they have a young team that now listen, do I expect them to win the World Series? No. But what I'm saying is like, okay, they got to be more competitive. Otherwise, I don't think that Dave is going to be around longer. Like
I agree.
he's there babysitting. But
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was gonna put in a CJ Abrams, man. I mean, that
oh, that's a
immature
good one. Yeah,
stuff
yeah, not Latino, but
that he
still, yeah.
did. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
good one.
sorry,
That's
but
a good
that
one though.
kid, he needs to. I know that I'm gonna sound like a granddad, but you can't be doing that stuff, man.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
gotta
just
mature.
stay.
You gotta mature.
Gotta mature. I'm sorry, you don't get to see that, and especially on the social media age, for you to be out there just showing yourself at a casino. No, you
And I think and
gotta
I,
be
I
better.
think he'll learn. I think that was a good experience. I know a lot of people said that the punishment was too harsh. I disagree. I
No, no,
think the
no.
punishment was
It was
fine.
fair. It was
It
fair.
was fair. You can't do that. And I think the message was sent. So to
Mhm.
me, I have no issue with the punishment at all. I know some people they were mad. I had no issue with the punishment.
All right, Chicago Cubs. Tell me.
Miguel Amaya,
All
he's
right,
a
tell
decent
me.
catcher, good catcher. I like catchers. He hit a little bit last year, and to be honest, there are not a lot of great Latino players on the Cubs that I could have mentioned.
I couldn't find anybody. I gotta let that blank. Not gonna lie.
So,
I was like, ah. All right, Chris, Cincinnati Reds. Who you got?
so I saw you put Noelvi Marte.
Mhm.
That's a good one because obviously he had that suspension and all that with the Reds. I'm going with a guy who had high expectations. First baseman, Christian Encarnación Strand. Nobody mentions this guy. He has as much power as anybody. First baseman.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, he's from California, American of Puerto Rican descent. And
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
he is a major masher. The guy got hurt last year, and then he didn't hit a lot, and then he got hurt. He was supposed to be the first baseman of the future.
Okay.
You look up his numbers. The guy hits at every level. The guy can mash. It's a matter of staying healthy. So now let's see what he does. And a little bit of a tidbit. I feel like this guy could be the first baseman for Team Puerto Rico, the World Baseball Classic. So, so I
Okay.
hope
I
he works
mean,
out. He's that good. No, he's really good. But he
okay.
has to do it at the major league level. He's done it. If you look at his numbers, he has years where he puts up, I think he had a year where he did 30 home runs or something, a double A,
Damn.
triple A. Like, yeah, he's a masher. He's a slugger.
All right. So I had to look up this information, but basically, Noel Bimalte, he apart from batting 210, right? I'm sorry, but his F WAR was negative 1.5. He was tied with Martín Maldonado and Jose Abreu.
Wow. And those guys are like 20 years older than
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that he needs to reflect in the mirror. I don't care. I mean, I kind of care about the suspension, but I gotta be honest.
I get what you mean. Like, that's on the back burner compared to you want to look forward. You gotta look forward.
You want to look forward. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta be better on the plate and defensively. Man, like I don't even know what they're gonna do with him.
I gotta tell you too, and I've seen and again, what he's done in Lidom has been okay. He's been not bad.
Yeah,
he's had moments, but I've watched him. I've seen some of his numbers even in the minor leagues, and I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not like when you see De La Cruz, like you see it. You know what I mean? You're like, all right, he strikes out, but damn, coño, you see it. You know what I mean? It comes out, it oozes out of him. Noel Vivarte don't have that. Doesn't have that ability like that.
Same thing with Marcos Luciano from the
Giants.
Like,
you don't
they're
see
both
it.
top, prospects, but
you're like, how? I don't see it.
Like,
I don't see it. No, I don't see it.
Right.
De La Cruz is like, holy crap! Like you're like, what the hell? Like you know, like a superhero who dropped from the sky and started playing baseball.
Same thing with O'Neal Cruz. Like even if he just becomes a 2020 guy for the rest of his life, like you had the opportunity to see him, and you're like, bro, like this kid is.
Like, you can see it. Yeah.
So much
O'Neal
potential.
is a little. He's been underwhelming considering the potential. Yeah. I think is that fair to say?
For sure.
I mean, you see it,
and I think Ellie put the spotlight on him.
Yeah, he put the pressure on him. Yeah,
this guy just hit 2060. You're still 2020. What's going on?
Right. Yeah. And Ellie's gonna get better too. Ellie's gonna get better. I'm telling you, he's gonna get better. You and I, we talked about him. Get him out of shortstop because I think that position.
That's where I differ from you. I don't think they should take him out of just shortstop. No.
You don't think so?
No. You know who told me that though? Actually, Enrique Roja told me that. I hope I'm not
get him on shortstop.
Get him out of shortstop.
All the more reason you should listen to me.
No, I don't want to listen.
You like, you know what it is. You know what it is that you like the allure of a guy that's that big playing short. Like you just want to force it, and I understand. I get it. But like, if he okay, let's say give him this year, right? If he comes into this year, does his thing, and he commits however many, the same amount of errors he did in 2024, in 2025, you gotta consider it. He's got to get better. He's not good enough as short. He's not.
Listen, I understand the O'Neal Cruz part. Like he needs to get out of shortstop. I understood that one, and they did it.
No, of course.
And I was on board. I was like,
that was overdue.
Like, it needed to happen. But the problem with Eli de la Cruz, he can't perform sometimes the routine plays.
Isn't that more of an issue? Isn't that more reason to not? He does the spectacular play, and that's
spectacular plays.
That's a focus issue.
I know.
So he's got to figure that out.
Yeah, and I think he will. Remember, his bat was already there, so they rushed him to the big leagues. That's all it is. I mean, whenever you see a kid that is on shortstop, third base, or whatever, it's just because his bat is so good.
The bat played. It played.
He needs to play. He just needs to play, and hopefully he learns by the time that 2 years or 3 years we can be competitive. Not everybody's Volpe, like nobody's ready out of the jump. Not everybody.
Right.
All right. So Milwaukee Brewers.
Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez is one season away from being a journeyman. So he needs to he had a bad year last year compared to what he's had before. Yankees traded him, kudos to them. They got good value back for him. I mean, who would have thought they would be
Oh,
able to get that?
great value.
Great value back, and that was a steal.
Yeah.
Now, Nestor needs to have a good year. I think he is one bad season away from being whatever, a science project somewhere. I don't know. Like, he's just not, so he needs to perform.
Yeah, no, I agree. So the guy that I would say on this one, I didn't have anyone, but now thinking about it, maybe Abner Uribe. I don't know if you know him, but
Yeah,
Abner
yeah, yeah.
Uribe,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
I
one.
mean, he throws fire. He throws 100, 101, 102.
Yeah,
But the kid,
but straight as an arrow. So
his head is
the
not in the right place.
control is just like,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
and he's just
gotta
not
learn.
right. Like his head is not on the right place yet.
He doesn't know how to
He's
pitch
very
yet.
immature. He's
He
very
doesn't know how
immature
to
too.
pitch yet. He needs to know how to pitch. He doesn't, right? Like you said, the maturity.
So I was thinking about the Nestor trade, and I was like, maybe you could have gotten Devin Williams for Jose Buton or somebody like that. Now that I think
Right?
about it, like,
Yeah.
what are they doing? I don't know. All
I
right,
don't know, bro.
the next one, the Pirates. I didn't put them on my list, but you did. O'Neill Cruz.
Mhm.
Tell
Yeah.
me about him.
I'm tired of hearing about how hard he hits the ball and how good of a cannon he has. Yes, we know he does. Like, can he put numbers up now? Like, can we see the final number? Now I know he had a bad injury a couple of years ago, so there's nobody to blame there. Last year played the whole season, had to be moved out of position. Defense was not,
Which is
up
the
to
it
par.
was the right move though.
Right move
No,
was
no,
the
I'm
right move.
sorry. It wasn't the right move because they moved him to center field. He's not a
No,
center.
well, moving him out was the right move, but where
Oh,
they
okay.
put
Yes,
him
yes,
was the wrong move.
yes.
Right? So hopefully he finds his way in a corner outfield spot like tomorrow.
Correct. Like left field.
Left field. Yeah. And see if that takes pressure off of him. Maybe that helps him.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I agree.
because there is ability there. I think he needs to finally break through.
Yeah, I think it worries me a little bit of a I don't know if you when you played, but basically
Mhm.
that does something to the psyche of
It
the
does.
player
The
when they
confidence.
moved you out of position. It's like you don't feel backed by your team. Like, bro, like even on softball, like you're playing whatever third base, and they're like, no, 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 bro, just go to right field and whatever. Like you're like, damn, that's a gut punch. And especially on the minors, right? But for him on the majors, like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, you can't see me on shortstop. You saw me every day. As long as they had the conversation with him beforehand, and they told him, look, like we're gonna give you this year, but if you don't produce, like we gotta let you, we gotta put you on the outfield. I hope
That's
that
true.
happened because I think that can make or break a player.
I agree with you. I agree.
All right, so St. Louis Cardinals, same shit.
Manager.
The manager,
I'm surprised he's still there. Oliver Marmol, what is he still doing there?
he's holding the
That's it.
spot for Yadiel
Or
Molina
Albert,
or Albert
or
Pujols, either
I
one.
guess he's keeping the seat warm, pero coño, like, what is he doing there? I think I don't think he's a great manager, but I don't think he's had a lot to work with. So it's like,
Mhm.
that's such a mismatch of talent and players. Like, I don't know. The Cardinals, what are they doing? So I
Eh,
just think that I think he's got pressure. I think he's definitely gone after this year, unless he surprises people.
no, 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 bro. I don't understand. Like anybody that doesn't win the NL Central has to be fired. That's what
Right,
I feel like.
right. Yeah,
Four managers have to go every year, and it's whoever doesn't win the NL Central.
right,
The
right,
only
right.
one that keeps his job is whoever wins it, which is Pat Murphy. That's
That's it.
it.
Everybody else gotta go. That's it. Sorry,
Everybody gotta
guys.
go.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Happy
What?
holidays.
Like
Goodbye.
how can you not win? You got Arenado, you got Paul Goldschmidt. I understand that they're not the guys anymore. Sonny Gray. You had uh closer. You had the best closer on the National League, maybe, and you still couldn't make it happen. I'm sorry, man. You gotta.
Ridiculous, ridiculous.
It had to be better than that.
Yeah,
Oliver
I agree.
Marmol shouldn't be like even to fire the team a little bit. He needed to get fired.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
I'm sorry. All right.
No, you're right.
Last, we have four more. I'm sorry, five more, and that's it. Arizona Diamondbacks. Who you got?
Gabriel Moreno was one of the better defensive catchers in 2023. Even hit a little more than he did last year. Last year he got hurt a little bit. I like him. I think he can be a good player in baseball. I like him, especially defensively, but took a big step back with the glove. And they have that other guy who played catcher who came up last year. You might remember
Adrian del
him, Adrian
Castillo.
del Castillo,
Mm.
breathing down his neck. So he's got to hit. If he doesn't hit at least a little bit, then that could be a problem.
Yeah, I think Adrian del Castillo can play outfield, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah,
So I
and
think
DH
that
and first
yeah,
base, I think, as well. So,
I don't think that they need to platoon him with Gabriel Moreno because I trust his glove though. I know that he went back a little bit and he regressed a little bit, but I trust his glove. Like I
no,
like
Moreno's
him.
glove is elite when
Yeah.
he's healthy. I like his
So
glove.
I think that that's the guy. And Arizona, I got two guys. I got Eduardo Rodriguez
Right.
and Jordan Montgomery, but mostly Eduardo Rodriguez. I mean,
Yeah, I
this guy
agree. He fell off. He fell off.
the Diamondbacks, man. He just flees the Diamond. What is he
Yeah.
doing robbing these teams, bro? What is he doing robbing the Detroit Tigers and then robbing the Arizona Diamondbacks? What is he doing?
Una brujería.
Bro, like
What is it?
he I don't understand. Like he has the
He
best
used to be good. He
he
used
used
to
to
be
be good.
good.
He used to be
What
good.
happened to him? Like he fell
No.
off.
I think he's thinking about the money. I think he focused on the money, in my
That's
opinion,
it.
and said, you know what, this is the way. This is the only way. A his manager, not his manager, I'm sorry. His agent has to be the best agent. He said no to a trade to the Dodgers, then declined his offer, and then got like $80 million from the Diamondbacks. How? How? Like
Hey,
what?
sometimes life is
What?
like that, man.
I'm sorry, man, but he has the best guy running
That's
his thing.
representation.
His
Yeah.
representation is elite. I gotta be honest.
It's true.
All right, Rockies. I got Chris Bryant. Nothing to be said. I know he's not Latino, but he's so
Yeah.
underwhelming that I just had to put him here. That's all it is.
It's a good. Listen. You're right. He's been terrible. I mean, he's him and Javier Baez. What is it, like a Cubs thing? Like, did they sell their
I
soul for
mean,
the World Series and then that
I
was it?
think they did
Like,
though, because remember, the first domino was Addison Russell.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I
Wow,
think they
that's a
did
blast
sell.
comparison,
Dang, it's been a while since you heard that name, right?
bro. They all went downhill since then, or one
Anthony
by one
Rizzo,
downhill.
Chris Bryant sent gone. Yeah,
Wilson
everybody.
Contreras has not been the same.
Yeah, he's gonna be a
Remember,
first baseman.
remember when he was better than William Contreras?
Yeah,
That happened. He used to be
yeah.
better than him.
And Jason Hayward. I mean, yeah, by now he,
Yeah, he's
that's
older
it.
too.
But still, like that whole team.
Madden, the manager, remember he had a terrible
Oh,
stint
where
with the
is
Angels,
Madden now?
and then he had to retire. Got
Did he
fired.
retire for sure?
He got fired. Or he
I'm
had to
pretty
step
sure.
down.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
damn.
just one thing after the other.
That whole
They
team
went to
just
hell. Javi
completely.
Baez, they all went downhill.
Wow. Yeah.
I never
Anyways,
thought of it until I was talking about it right now. But it's true.
yeah. Well, you might have to do a reel about that one. That's an
I
interesting.
might have to, right? Yeah, they went downhill.
Dodgers. Who you got for the? I mean, no, the Rockies. You didn't mention your guy. I'm sorry.
Ezequiel Tovar. And I know it
Why?
sounds crazy. Why? Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell
Yeah.
you why. He won the Gold Glove, right? He's the Gold Glove at short. National League Gold Glove. Congratulations. You're the Gold Glove winner at short. You that guy? You are that guy? I want to see you prove that you're that guy. Okay? You're the best shortstop in the National League? Take the next step now. Let's see you hit again. I know I sound a little bitter right now.
I'm sorry, man. I'm
But
sorry.
I like him. I like him as a ball player. But I'm saying I want to see now if he's a star because he's showing that potential.
I
now
see
let's
where
see him
this
take
is
that next
coming
step.
from. I see where this is coming from. But let me tell you something. This is not gonna fly with the Venezuelan community, man.
ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. You know? No, I'm not going ahead. I'm telling you, be careful because they've been on my ass for that
Oh
reminds me
yeah.
scale stuff. But I'm telling you,
Oh, the
bro, they
Biscayne
protect their
stuff.
players. Yeah.
Hey, listen. We can just all agree. I'll just mention Soto to them, and we'll get back on good terms.
Yeah.
But but,
Yeah.
but honestly, no, you're right. He's first of all, I have no problem with him winning the Gold Glove. All jokes
Yeah.
aside, I think offensively though, he still needs. He can climb a little more, and I think he will. I like him as a. I think he's a really good player, good young player. I want to see what else he is. I want to see if he's a star. That's all.
All right.
So
Dodgers. Who you got?
this one was tricky. I picked Andy Pages because I think Andy Pages was like a top prospect for them.
Yeah.
And he kind of, they yo-yoed with him a little bit. He showed signs, hit some big home runs for them in the playoffs. What is he? What is he? I don't know what he is yet. I want to see, can he be a good major leaguer? I don't know if he's a star, but can he be a good major leaguer?
I don't even know if he's a great if
Are
he's
they
a
gonna
good
let him?
major leaguer.
Right. We don't know.
We don't know. I mean, he's shown flashes of being a serviceable major leaguer
Mhm.
that can
Right.
do his
Right.
job, right? And will
I
be
don't
on
know
the
if he's a
league for
star.
12 years. No, I'm sorry, not a starter. That he can be a starter
Right.
for maybe 10, 12 years, but that's the top. Like that's
The
like
ceiling.
the ceiling for him. It's being
You don't
that.
see that. You don't see more potential than that, right?
No. I don't
Yeah.
even hear Yusuf
I'm not
like,
sure.
and I know Yusuf like when he likes a guy, he turns up for him. You know,
Yeah, he
those are
doesn't.
his
Yeah,
guys. He
he
doesn't really
doesn't
talk
pop.
about a
Yeah,
pajes like
yeah,
that.
that
You know,
tells you a lot. That tells you a lot.
tells you a lot.
Yeah,
All
that's a good
right,
one.
San Diego Padres.
Your boy Fernando Tatis Jr.
Come on, bro. What happened?
Listen, this is not just gonna be a list of guys who suck. This is gonna be a list of guys who okay.
Need
This
to
is gonna be a
do
list of
more.
guys who do more. Yeah, do
Yeah,
more. I'm tired of hearing about how great Fernando Tatis Jr. is.
yeah.
In the playoffs, the guy went off. No question. This guy was like, oh my God, this guy, forget it, right? Ridiculous. Look at his numbers over his career. Look at his 162 game averages. Look at how many games he plays per year. We need to be real on who Fernando Tatis Jr. is. He doesn't stay healthy a full year.
Yeah.
Or if he either does that when he wasn't suspended or doesn't stay healthy a full year, he's very up and down. Como que he gets bored. I don't know what his deal is. He doesn't show that, what we saw in the playoffs all the time. That's my issue with him. Can he
I
do it
got
this
you.
year? Maybe.
I got
So
you.
I'm not saying
You
he's
want
a
to see?
scrub,
Yeah, you want to see
but
that 40 home run type of guy again.
yeah, can we see it again? I want to see it again.
I got you. All right. Well, in this case, I did went with a scrub basically, Luis Campusano. But basically,
Hey,
the
he's a
thing is,
serviceable major leaguer though. He's not
I
bad.
don't. Yeah, it's all right. But basically, with Luis Campusano, the problem with Campusano is that just he's just like Francisco Mejia, basically. I
He's
don't know
just
how to
there.
explain it. He's just
He's just there.
there, right?
No,
And they
él
gave
patea
you this
más que,
opportunity,
no, él
bro.
patea más que él.
He does bad once in a while. Actually, he does. But the thing is, like, they give you this opportunity, right? Now Higashioka is gone, right?
Mm,
You might be able to, be on the depth chart and actually hit, but I don't think he's getting better with his glove. He's a rock
mm.
out there, man.
He's not a
And
defensive catcher,
not
and
correct.
he doesn't hit enough to justify the placement, right?
That is
Roster
correct.
spot.
That
So
is correct. So I
yeah.
think he might be a done deal. Like he might just go to Mexico after this one.
But I hope not because he's still young enough where
He is young.
he's not old. And
Yeah, but he's not
some
Yaniel Diaz, man. Like I just don't see it on Luis, man. I just don't see
oh
Campusano being.
that guy. I mean, don't even get me started. People, that's another one of my guys that I love. That guy, nobody. I know sex. Catchers are not sexy. I get it. Like
Yeah,
I understand that. Pero coño, that guy, he's not a stud defensively yet. But if he ever becomes one, this guy is. I'm telling. Tanto que se quejan los dominicanos, they almost have one and nobody mentions him. It's amazing
that
how
is
that works.
true. That is true.
You got one right there. You guys you would rather mention the guy from the Yankees who's half Dominican.
Yeah, that is true. Austin Wells.
He's not half as good as Diaz already. He's not.
Yeah. No, I get you.
He's not. No, he's not. This guy hit 300.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about here? He's a freaking catcher who hit 300.
When nobody hits 300.
Right. And look
nobody
at his WAR.
Hits 300. Yeah.
WAR's not bad. Okay, so defensive run save, all that stuff is okay. Let him get better. Mm-hmm. Let him get better. He's not a butcher there. He's not.
No, he's good. He's good. No. He's actually good. Yeah. Giants. I think we got the same guy. I like the story. I like the story how he went from being a Mexican player league type of guy to being on a major league roster. So I like the story. I like that Jerar Encarnación was able to climb from basically. I don't think people understand how hard this is, bro. Like, I don't think people understand like how hard it is to get a second chance on the MLB because he went. He was with the Marlins. Like once you are done, bro.
You're done.
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 That's it. So yes, I think that if he doesn't show up and he doesn't do it, done deal. Get out. Go back to Mexico. But I think that he has a real shot to do it. It's just he needs to, I don't know, strike out less. That's all it is. That's all I'm asking. Strike out less. And I like what he's doing. He's in DR playing,
Right. He's got the right idea, right mindset. Yeah.
There you go. He has the right mindset. That's all you can ask from a guy. He's trying to get better. He's hitting bombs and he understands that whatever's going to get him paid is hitting bombs.
Right.
And that's what he's trying to do. But he's not on the right ballpark. He needs to go somewhere else.
So here's the thing. So with him, I like that one. I put him too because I like his story. I love his story. He has a lot of potential. The Giants are an interesting team. They're not gonna be great, but I don't think they're gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
And they always have pitching. They find pitching. They develop pitching well. They always have. They're gonna be decent. I'm curious to see. Now, I'm not saying Elio Ramos is gonna be a star. He had a bad second half. I can't defend that. But after the All-Star game, before the All-Star game, splits were ridiculous. But with Encarnación, with Willy Adames, Elio Ramos, sometimes you got a couple Chapman. You got guys there, maybe also having young Latinos, like how I mentioned, like Encarnación and Ramos, and Adames, who's not old, that takes the pressure off. You can get some camaraderie. Sometimes that helps a player.
That is true.
That can push, Encarnación and Ramos and these guys could all get together and that helps, So hay sabor caribeño ahí, that helps. Maybe that'll work, help.
You know what? I didn't think about all the Latinos that they got. They're going to be on my watch out list,
Yeah, they got a bunch of Latinos there. El otro, el venezolano también, ¿cómo se llama? He was like a prospect too. ¿Cómo que se llama?
What base?
He's an outfielder as well.
Tairo, what's his name?
Tairo Estrada.
Tairo Estrada. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. And also the Mets legend. The kid who cried, I forgot his name.
Flores is still
Flores.
Come on. They still got Flores there. Jesus
they got
Christ.
Flores, bro. Yeah.
Anyway, no. The San Francisco Mets. Conforto's not there anymore. But
yeah, true. But all right, I think that's it, bro. Hey, thank you so much for having me, bro.
Thank you, Joe. Willy Baez, man. Always, it's a pleasure. It's good talking to you. I want to thank Willy Baez for joining me, of course, on this episode, man. It's been great. It was really good talking to you. And of course, everybody, please, you're watching on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, comment, share the video. And as always, live life as if you're in a 3-2 count. Until next time.